I couldn't agree with you more, and since you broached the subject of our labor negotiations, I commented earlier that what's most surprised me since I've gotten on this board is that not that, and you, by the way, admitted your role of litigant against the district, which is important as well, but it's not that people disagree on matters of choice. It's not that people disagree on matters of market-based pay. It's that there is a group, and it's the union leadership, who are all about doing what's right for kids right after they get their cut off the top. So along those lines, let me ask you the question since you opened the door. One of the big reasons our negotiations fell apart with the union was that they wanted us to pay over $300,000 to union leadership who were going to spend no time in the classroom. Since you seem to be concerned about our finances, do you consider that a good use of taxpayer money?
So I want to make it very, very clear.
Well, actually, if you could start with a yes, I do, or no, I don't, and then give me your answer, I would appreciate it.
So let me start by thank you, for your questions. The very important things I want to make it very, very clear to everybody is that I have no tie, with the teachers' unions.
I didn't say you did.
Okay, and because the purposes of your question is trying to, have Kevin to say, something that later tomorrow you're going to trick and say that, well, he is union ABC, but let me tell you that anything that is for the best of the student and for the district and for the finance for the healthy finance of the DCSD, I am for it. I don't care whether it's a piece of, the Queen of England. So be it if this is, to be the best for the district. Okay? So I want to make that very, very clear on the record. This is how I stand on that particular issue.
I don't know how you stand on that issue. So the question was, with respect to using taxpayer dollars to pay union organizers who spend no time in the classroom. So where you agree that was a good, the board used its judgment wisely in telling the union, no, we're not going to do that. You agree with that?
I agree that any resources taken away from the classroom that serve no purpose to the education of the student should not be used for that particular purpose.
Then I'll take that as a yes. Let me move on to the next subject with respect to our reserves. So part of our reserves, as you know, are schools that we're allowing schools to operate fairly autonomously because we think that the money is best spent by the local schools and not by the school board. We've told schools you don't have a use it or lose it mentality at the district level. If you save money in a given year, you can keep that money and spend it moving forward. Would you take that money away from those schools if you had your choice on the board?
Okay, so I think we need to clarify this a little bit. In the Finch report, they said that there's $86 million fund balance, and in many of the reports I see, 8 or 9 millions of those money are the school carryover, right, and 11 millions of those money are departments carryover. Okay, so the 8 or 9 million dollars, no one the school carryover. I do not believe that anybody has any sense will say that take it away and put it back to central administrations. I am a very big on give people autonomy. Okay.
So you agree with
$8 or $9 million for the school carryover?
Just to be, and I was asking about the school carryover, and I think
exactly. I would agree that the school carryover should cap on school.
So you agree with us on that point?
I don't believe there's any people who have issues about the school carryover.
No,
however, the problem is about the departmental carryover, which is $11 million. Those departmental carryover, I think that people have legitimate concern on how they should be spent. And you just look at that a couple of days ago, our intellect, all went down for district-wise on Friday and Monday. Is that those departmental carryover supposed to be addressing, those concerns, or should we get those money, back more to the, school so that they get more money in the school carryover? So those are legitimate questions that we should look at.
And those monies are going to the school. One last question is, you talk about the amount of money that's going to the school. You're aware that a higher proportion of district dollars is going into the classroom now than previously. You're aware of that, aren't you?
I need to look into the figure. I mean, are we talking about compared to 2008, 2009,
yes,
2010?
we're talking about
2007.
We're talking about prior to 2009. And you're also aware, of course, that we've cut, over $1 million out of central administration and put it back into the classroom, not including $250,000 that this board has cut out of its own budget in order to spend classroom supplies. You're aware of that as well, aren't you?
Again, some say that we actually increased administrative costs. I need to sit down and look into those figures.
Those figures are wrong. I mean, it's a fact. We have cut at more than $1 million off, and I'm surprised that you didn't prepare yourselves to come up here and answer that question, given that you were so concerned about the district's budget.
Because I saw some of the figures which is totally different, and in fact, if you want, I can show you one of the slides in here. I can say that the central administrative cost is much higher. But in any case, I'm not come here to open up a debate, with one member. But it also illustrates upon why it's going to be good for me to sit among you. Is because